Thank you. I'd like to welcome you to this year's Bailey Award lecture. My name is Stephanopoulos and I'm going to be chairing this session as chairman of the Society for Biological Engineering. Let me say a few words first about SBE. SBE is a technological community within AIChE. It was founded in 2004 in recognition of two important trends at that time, which have continued unabated today. And these are, first, the increasing importance of biology in chemical engineering, especially at the cellular and the molecular level. Biology has fueled a lot of new industries in the area of chemicals and fuels and biosciences and biomaterials. It has provided inspiration for the design of new materials and also catalysts, and it is clearly becoming the enabling science for many chemical engineering industries in the 21st century. So it was important to establish the connection between engineering and biology, and SBE is aspiring to do that, at least as far as chemical engineering is concerned. The second reason is the increasing involvement of many chemical engineers in the life sciences. So in this regard, SBE serves as a bridge for these professionals to stay closer to chemical engineering and AIChE. Now, I think SBE has done quite a few things in the short history of the 6 years. It's been successful because it had to innovate and also because of the valiant efforts of its members and its executive directors. And now it has approximately 2,000 members, 20 student chapters which span a number of countries besides the United States, and many activities which I'm going to mention a few of you of, so that you are aware of what kind of things SBE is doing. It organized and managed a consortium for the sequencing of the genome of CHO, Chinese hamster ovary cells. It offers a broad collection of webinars for professionals, and these are given by experts in the fields of different subjects. It is organizing now webinars which are going to be specially tailored for undergraduate students, and you are going to be seeing many of them in the near future. It offers 4, soon to be 5 conferences. The next one is going to be an international conference in chemical and biomolecular engineering next January in San Francisco. It is putting together an industrial consortium on data analysis and management, and it is developing a web lab which is going to be a laboratory for remotely controlled experiments, and you can use this web lab to enrich an experimental program that you have in the undergraduate education of chemical engineers, or to enrich lecture classes on different subjects. It offers lectures like this one and the Bailey Award lecture, and also SBE will be hosting tonight a hospitality suite, and members and non-members are invited between 9 and 11 o'clock. It is in the room Deer Valley of the Marriott Hotel, and everybody is welcome. Now a few words about Jay Bailey. Jay Bailey was a professor of bioengineering at ETH Zurich at the time of his untimely death in 2001. Prior to that, he taught at the University of Houston and Caltech. He was at Caltech between 1982 and 1992, and he joined ETH in 1992. Jay got his undergraduate degree from Rice University in 1966, and his PhD also from Rice in 69. He did his PhD in the dynamics and oscillations of catalytic reactions with Fritz Horn, and then after he joined the University of Houston, he continued in this line of research, which he expanded very quickly into the area of enzymes. Very quickly, he moved completely into the area of enzymes and biochemical engineering, and in the decade of the 70s, he co-authored with Dave Ollis the textbook Biochemical Engineering Fundamentals that became the standard textbook for biochemical engineering in the field. Now, in the late 70s, we have the beginning of the recombinant revolution. And Jay was one of the very first people to recognize the incredible power of this technology in designing catalysts for carrying out many of the reactions that lead to products and chemicals in the chemical and pharmaceutical industry. As such, he pioneered the transition of biochemical engineering, which was bioprocess oriented, into the cellular and molecular level, and that was a transition which eventually led to the genesis of metabolic engineering. Jay was arguably the most influential biochemical engineer of modern times. He was one of biochemical engineering's most creative thinkers and spirited advocates, a true innovator who played an enormous role in establishing biochemical engineering as a dynamic discipline that it is today. His legacy can be summarized in the following three components. The first one is he pioneered the application of engineering methods for the solution and the analysis of cell processes and function, but at the same time, he looked into cellular molecular genetics for solutions into many engineering problems. So we have a perfect symmetry in the use of engineering and biology for understanding and providing solutions to problems. The second is the book, which was clearly a seminal contribution in the area of biochemical engineering. And the third one is a group of outstanding students, many of whom hold leadership positions in academia and in industry today. So for all of these reasons, he epitomizes the profile of the model biological engineer that brought biology as the new enabling science of chemical engineering. Let me now turn to the winner of this year's award winner, Dr. Harvey Blanch, Professor of Chemical Engineering at the University of California, Berkeley. A few notes about his bio first. Harvey got his BS at the University of Sydney and then his PhD from the University of New South Wales. He did 3 years of postdoctoral work at the ETH Zurich between 1971 and 74. In 74, he joined the University of Delaware as assistant professor. After 4 years, he moved to the University of California, Berkeley, where he's been ever since. He grew through the ranks at Berkeley. He was chair of the department between 1997 and 2001. And besides his academic appointments, Harvey is also senior faculty scientist at Lawrence Berkeley Labs and chief science and technology officer at J-Bay. Harvey's nomination was based on broad-ranging scientific and educational contributions to biochemical engineering, particularly mass transfer in bioreactors, kinetics of microbial growth, bioseparations, and biothermodynamics. Harvey's work in these areas has been documented in more than 300 publications with 8,000 to 9,000 citations. He has co-authored 1 textbook and co-edited 5 books. He's also written 5 patents, one of which is the original patent for the separation by CO2 supercritical extraction. Now, at this point, I'm going to read a few quotations from the supporting letters, and the purpose of these quotations is exclusively to make Harvey blush. And here are some of these excerpts. Harvey has been a world leader in biochemical engineering for more than 25 years. He was one of the very first chemical engineers to appreciate the enormous growth potential of modern biotechnology with the advent of genetic engineering and helped shape the field in light of that major development. Harvey had the extraordinary vision to recognize that chemical engineers could and must provide the tools the nascent biotechnology industry would need in the future, including new, highly selective separations, new bioreactor designs, and large-scale cultivation methods for plant and animal cells. In addition to being a great chemical engineer and biotechnologist, Harvey is also a wonderful human being, always helpful and ready to give help and advice to students and colleagues everywhere. For all of these accomplishments, Harvey has been recognized by numerous awards. I'd like to mention specifically a few of them: the Marvin Johnson Award of the American Chemical Society Bio Division, the FBBE Award, Division Award of AIChE, the Enzyme Engineering Conference Award, the Amgen Award in Biochemical Engineering, and his election to the National Academy of Engineering in 2005. I think you will agree that Harvey is a most fitting recipient of this year's Bailey Award and lecture. Please join me in congratulating Harvey and welcoming him to give this year's lecture.